Merhaba arkadaşlar, kanalıma hoş geldiniz. Bugün L.A.'nın 11. bölümüne karşınızdayım. Hatırlıyorsanız en son bir cinayeti daha çözmüştük. Kocası yapmıştı. Ama bizim patron bayağı sinirlenmişti. Küçük işleri yapın falan filan diyordu. Aha. Ben küçük görevler verir diye düşünüyorum.
Ah, Phelps. I was just discussing with Finbar here how well you were doing. Have a seat.
Yeah, my real name. And you can just forget all about it.
You boys have a new case. A poor Hispanic woman murdered near City Hall and left lying naked in an alleyway.
Another naked woman, sir?
Yes. We seem to have had quite a run of them since the Dahlia fiend first struck.
Phelps is politely trying to hint that he thinks the Mendez case is hokey.
Well, young Phelps, you win some and you lose some in police work.
You're happy with the Mueller case, sir?
Over the moon, boys! The DA couldn't be more pleased with the evidence, the witness, and the lack of an alibi. Now, get out there and catch me another sinner.
Evet, artık o çıplaklıkla uğraşmayacağım. Artı 18 koyuyorum altına. Oraları sansürlemeyeceğim. Uğraşması epey bir dert. Denedim. Top gibi oldu, ondan sonra vazgeçtim. Bir önceki videoda.
Yeah, it means they can pop in to hit the office supply of hooch whenever they need it.
You know, that ain't a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all, folks.
Suçun amacı bir. Suçun amacı ne?
Detectives, they're ready to start the show. I'll take you through.
İnşallah bundan sonrasında artık kıyafetler çıkar.
Carruthers, Pinker.
Cause of death is pretty apparent. We thought we'd best wait for you when you're ready.
Önce bir etrafı araştıracağım. Ya da yok, kızı direkt bakacağım.
Lacerations on the neck.
Küçük yaralar mı? Kollarına bakalım. Parmaktan yine alınmış. Ya yüzüğü almışlar. Diğer koluna bakalım.
Only 21 years old. But why the library card? Did he want us to find it?
Nereden bulabiliriz ki? Kiss the Blood yazıyor.
Kiss the
Kanı
Blood. BD.
BD yazdı, o da KD yazdı zaten. Burada başka bir şey kalmadı.
I'm not convinced about Mendez.
The best way to get away with murder is to pin it on somebody else. I'll bet a month's salary this is a copycat.
Strangled, battered.
Yeah. We know the MO. So does every jerk who kills his wife and girlfriend looking for a way out. I've spoken to Brown. He still believes the Dahlia perp has medical experience.
4 women, all murdered, all put on display, all with messages.
Mueller had no message. Look, Phelps, this is getting us nowhere.
Anything for us to go on, Mal?
Head injuries from contact with road, bruising from a small man's shoe, further blunt force trauma to the occipital region at the base of the skull. Could have been fatal, but clear signs of strangulation would seem to rule it out.
Lipstick appears to be a similar color to the other cases. I'll see if I can nail down a brand.
Bu arada şeyi fark ettim. Burada bir şey var. Fark ettiğim şey, bu sefer video başlamadı. Eskiden videoda önce bir ölüşünü gösterim falan, burada olmadı. Ne? Bu boynundaki şey herhalde.
If she took a blow to the head like the others, she was probably unconscious when strangled.
Çorap mı lan bu? Başı dantelli gibi çünkü. O şuraya baktı, ondan dikkatimi çekti. top falan, sigara falan, bunlar gereksiz ya. Boş şeyler. Şapka var orada.
May as well follow the trail.
Ederim. Ha, ismi var orada sanki.
Antonia. Huh, same as the library card.
Demek ki kızın şapkasıymış. Kanı takip et diyor. O bayağı gidiyor. Yuh. Ne kadar yürütmüşler. O ne? Bir karton. Karton bardak. Ayakkabıya bakalım.
Proximity to the scene, plus the bloodstains. No way is this coincidence.
Bir kadının ayakkabısı da öldüren belki yine kadının ayakkabısı. Onu anladık. Kanları takip etmeye devam
We kept the
edelim.
area pristine for you boys. Let's check it out.
Şuradaki parlıyor. 5 numara.
House keys strung up like bait on a hook.
You think he's trying to lead us somewhere?
Probably all the way to City Hall, that brazen son of a bitch.
Burada bir kağıt çıktı. Sanırım buraya kadardır diye düşünüyorum.
That's got to be a code
2,
or a
5, 3.
cipher.
Aklımıza tutalım o 2-5-3'ü. Oo, buraya kadar. Ha, 2 kata kadar çıkıyor. Bir kağıt daha. Ne? Size Maldonado. İçi boş.
Empty. Where is all of this meant to be taking us?
He clearly wants us to find these things. He's left them for us.
There you go, Phelps. You got a new M.O. I told you it wasn't our guy.
Or he might just be getting more confident.
O ne?
Enameled and gold-plated. This was precious to her.
Makyaj malzemesi falan herhalde. Ben anlamam. Hamuru da var. Oo. Bunlar da öttü. Ha.
Trail points up.
Onu ben de anladım. Ne demek için durdurdunuz beni ya? Yüzük.
Pulled from the finger and hung up here. What's the significance?
Kanından mı boyamış yoksa? Aha buradan. Ah, diğer yarısını buldum.
Son of a bitch wants her identified. Mrs. Antonia Maldonado, 712 North Hill Street, downtown.
Başka bir şey yok herhalde. İyi, bizi uğraştırmadı, aşağı indirdim.
Mrs. Maldonado, right?
That's affirmative.
All right, so then there's a husband we should be looking for. Get him, we've closed the case.
Rusty's razor, of course. I don't want to question your tried and tested techniques, Detective Galloway. But doesn't the DA require sound casework before he'll close the book?
Not if he's got a confession. And, you know, there's ways of getting it.
I'm sure.
Antonia rezidansı. 11-15 dakikada mı çözmüşüz?
You drove me up to Mulholland. Wait just a moment.
Burası otel tarzı mı bir yer?
I'm sorry. Can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Detective Phelps and Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes, she does. I'm Mrs. Barbara LaPente, the owner of this boarding house.
Pansiyon.
Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. Do you mind if we come in? Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
Of course. Follow me through to the parlor. Wipe your feet as you come in, detectives. It's this way.
Hiç uğraşamam. Otur.
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Dead? Oh, no. She can't be.
I'm afraid she was murdered, ma'am. We need to take a look at her things.
I can't believe it. A person seems so alive, and then they're gone. Antonia's room is upstairs, last door on the left.
Thank you. We'll be back shortly.
Anahtar alaydık ki.
Excuse us a moment, ma'am.
5. katın anahtarını nasıl gireceğiz ya da kıracağız mı kapıyı acaba?
What are we waiting for?
Kim söyledi lan neyi bekliyoruz diye. 4 2, 3, 5 arkada mı? Benim kadın girişti solda demişti sen. Aha. Bu önemli işte.
Okay, we have an address.
Will you look at that? Someone's turned the place over.
Adresi bulduk. Bunu yazmam amacı falan filan diye bir şeyler yazmış.
The charm bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence.
Cam kırığına
The smashed
bakmasını
window
bekliyordum ben de.
explains why the place looks tossed.
You know how I feel about windows, Phelps.
O ne lan?
So someone broke in using this thing instead of a crowbar. Wonder where it was taken from.
Bu kadarını bilemem. Ufak bir yol zaten. Araştıracak başka bir şey de kalmadı.
We have some questions, ma'am, if you're up to it.
Yes, detective. I'll do my best.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat of her husband, Angel. She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife that served me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
She married him when she was 17. He was cruel to her, very cruel. She was a good girl, little on the religious side, but a good girl.
Tamam. Bu hep doğru söyler.
What time did Antonia go out yesterday?
She left around 9.
Do you know where she went?
No, I've no idea. She was a good girl, but she didn't confide in me.
Ya şimdi yalan söyleyeceği bir şey var mı ki? Kamburlaşmış çorapmış bu arada. Şapka, limon, anahtar, çek kotar, kütüphane kartı. Bırakınca beni tükür. Doğru.
Come on, Mrs. Lepenti, you must have some idea.
Maybe a movie? Maybe church. She was a very religious girl.
You've had a break-in?
No! That can't be true.
You're being economical with the truth, Mrs. Lepenti. What do you have to hide?
I have no idea what you are talking about.
Pencereyi söyleyeceğim bir de.
So Antonia lost her keys and used an iron bar to jimmy the back window?
I heard a noise in the early hours of the morning. I thought it might be a raccoon at the milk bottles. It'd be very bad for business if this news got out. I have a reputation to protect.
Başlatmış.
Antonia and her husband were estranged?
Yes. She moved here after she separated from her husband 2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace. That's about all of her jewelry.
Doğru.
Can you describe the necklace?
Nasıl ya? Kolyesi
An
yok
icon
sanırım.
of Our Lady of Guadalupe. It's quite beautiful. I let Antonia hang a painting of her there on the wall.
Thanks,
Allah
ma'am.
Allah.
You've been very helpful.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
I've said it right from the start. We should come down hard on the husband. Let's check his place out.
Bu kıyafetler de menüden bakabiliyormuşuz. Ona başka bir bölümde bakarız.
Think there's anything to the divorce angle?
I've been through 3. No big deal. After a while, you just numb yourself with the experience.
But Angel, he's a young Latino man. It would hurt his sense of who he is. He'd see himself as a failure, a woman taking control over his life.
Then she fronts him and he snaps. Works for me. That makes Angel a killer as well as a piece of shit.
Konuşma bittiğine göre hemen geçebiliriz. İşte rezistansta mı kalıyormuş? Rezistans farklı bir şey. Rezidans. Doğrusu. Burada bir çıkış. Ama kaçıncı katta olduğumu nerede anlayabileceğim? Hiç bakmayacağım. Altın kapı bulunca açacağım. Bu kadar basit.
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's take our boy by surprise.
Hey, what the fuck?
LAPD, motherfucker, you're under arrest. I got a heart.
Now look, I don't want no trouble, see? I got nothing to say.
Niye yumruk atmadın o zaman? Ben guard almayı unuttum, onu öğrenmem lazım ya. Kim polis siz kimsiniz de polise el kaldırıyorsunuz lan? Aha, şimdi hopladı. Şimdi seni döverim.
Damn. They got some decent shots in there. Cuff these sons of bitches, Phelps.
LAPD, you two are under arrest. Call for some backup, Finbar.
Galloway, badge number 564. I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects need transporting to Central.
Your wife has been murdered, Angel.
Antonia? Oh, God, no!
Where were you last night, Angel?
I was here with my brother the whole night, goddammit! You think I'd kill my own wife?
Bunlarla içeride konuşacağız büyük ihtimalle.
Then talk to the neighbors. And Phelps, I don't care that you just got smacked in the head. You don't call me Finbar.
Etrafı arayalım. Burada işe yarar bir şey var mı?
Just picked fruit market. I wonder if Angel gets all his groceries from this place.
Meyve ne alaka?
The El Dorado.
Bir tane bar çıktı. Buradan başka. Kapı açık dursun. Aha. Aha, tanış.
This will take some explaining.
Buna bir şey demedim. Neyse.
What do you want?
LAPD. We're making some inquiries.
Make it quick. I work nights.
So you weren't home last night?
No, I was at work.
You know nothing about Mrs. Maldonado fighting with her husband?
Those two? They're always screaming the place down.
Thanks.
Sıra sıra soracağız herhalde.
No good. Nobody here.
Belki açmayabilirim.
Sorry about that. I'm playing with my kids.
LAPD. Were you here last night?
Yeah. My wife and I are separated, and I had the kids last night. I put them to bed early and went to bed myself.
Thanks.
Ne değişik insanlar var ya.
Hello?
LAPD, ma'am. Did you hear a disturbance last night?
Yes. Yes, I did. Mrs. Maldonado lit out of here and her husband ran out after her.
You saw this, Miss?
Aranda. I had the door open a crack.
Did you see Mr. Maldonado come back inside after he ran out?
No. I didn't.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
The hired help at the El Dorado might have seen the broad the night she died. Maybe the regulars too. You should check it out.
Gidelim. Yeni alınmış meyveler 1.58. Hadi bakayım. Her zaman taze. Göreceğiz. Taze değil mi?
Great. We'll need to come back later, Phelps. Maybe somebody here saw Antonia the night she died.
Orada boş çıktı.
You don't think it's strange that all these murders are happening to girls who've been out drinking?
No, no. A broad drinks, she gets a bit tight, she starts mouthing off. This leads to that, and she ends up in an alleyway. It's a sad story, but this town's seen it play out 1,000 times, Cole.
Why don't you want to see a connection here?
Because there are perfectly good real-life suspects for every one of these murders. We don't need to go looking for the monster under the bed.
Numarayı nasıl? Bar hemen yanındaydı zaten.
What can I get you?
LAPD. Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
Diego Aguilar. How can I help?
You worked the bar last night?
Yeah, me and a temp guy from the agency.
Did you have a woman in here last night? 21 years old, Hispanic, drinking heavily?
We have a lot of ladies like that in here. But yeah, I know who you mean. Antonia Maldonado. Oh, what did she do?
She was murdered last night.
Oh, shit.
Do you know her well? Was she a regular?
Hell no. She was good and tight last night, complaining about her old man. It's a story you get used to working in a bar. She was so hammered last night, she left a letter on the bar. I'll show you.
A waitress. Can I have another spoon? Where's that goddamn?
Bir şey olsa, kötü olsa mektubu göstermezdi belki de. Öyle düşünüyorum.
Divorce papers? Did you open them?
No need to. She was shouting about it and waving the letter around. Said she was gonna show him.
Ayrılacağım deyince kocası vurmuş belli ki ya.
Can you remember what jewelry she was wearing?
She had a necklace. Some kind of religious thing, I think. You know, the temp guy would have more of an idea. She took the beer he served her and cried into it all night.
What time did she leave?
Can't say for sure.
Da oğlum kapısı da herkes dini takı taktığını söylüyor ya. Doğru.
Did she leave with anyone?
Ya of.
No. She wanted a cab, but my payphone ain't working, so I couldn't call her one.
Did Antonia say where she was going when she left?
She said she was gonna serve the papers on the husband. Said that would take the smile off his face. If you ask me, she was scared. And the drink was for Dutch courage.
Doğru ya.
She attract any interest?
An extremely drunk young woman? What do you think? She managed to scare them off, though.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
No problem. Hey, get the guy, will you?
We'll do our best. One last question. What size shoe do you take, Mr. Aguilar?
A broad 9. I have wide feet.
Bizlerde bir ayak fetişi var arkadaşlar. Herkese kaç numara ayak giydiğini soruyorsun. Ayak izi var mıydı ki orada? Bu oyunda yoktu. Bu bölümde. Para gittik. Merkeze mi gittik? Merkez Polis Karakolu.
The captain is waiting for you downstairs with Pinker.
Aşağı nereden ineceğiz lan?
We gonna go downstairs and see Donnelly or what?
Oğlum ben bilmiyorum ki nerede olduğunu. Bana göster. Ha burada.
Isn't he the cop that won the medal and is solving all the cases?
Hey, you think those vice boys get any on the side?
Büyük ihtimalle şu.
Boys, come on in. Phelps, have you met Finis Brown?
Pleased to meet you, sir.
This information is confidential and doesn't leave this room.
The new letter was left in the back seat of a cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window and not left by a customer.
We're checking all the fares back 24 hours regardless.
Good.
Like the previous letters, it's been assembled from headlines and typed from the Times and Examiner, then glued to an envelope.
What is the other note?
This one? That's also new. A poem, hand-typed.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Go ahead. We've been over both documents pretty carefully. They've been wiped with gasoline, so there's no chance of prints.
Never changed.
That's the message from the Celine Henry case.
You would not give a square deal. Fuck you. Ve text. Have you changed my mind? Zihnimi değiştirdin. You would not give. Bana kare bir şey veremez mi? Çok değişik bir şey ya. Siktir git diyor. Yerine bakalım.
Keep upon thy soul by virtue of this curse.
That's why we called you in.
You think it's original?
Not unless he's a genius.
You like this nutjob's poem?
No, I like Shelley. It was written at least 100 years ago.
Shelley. Sure, I knew that.
You see, Finnis? I told you this lad was a bright boy.
Sure, but what has it got to do with the case?
Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus was a titan, a superhuman character who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the wording from the papers. As you said, he is fiendishly clever and takes pleasure in taunting us. What's happening with the Maldonado case?
We have the husband in custody. We haven't interviewed him yet.
Well, upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break him.
Görüşelim bakalım.
I didn't want to arrest the kid, so I gave him a dusting.
Ne diyecek? Bir de burada 3-5 tane yanlış yaptık. O tamam. Bir yanlış yapıyor zaten. Burada değil. Şurada yani.
Improved your attitude, Angel?
What do you want me to say? I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment, and that was the last time I saw her.
So your wife paid you a visit last night. What time was that?
Late, around midnight, maybe? She didn't stay long.
So if you didn't kill your wife, who did? You better come up with something, Angel. This doesn't
Yalan
look
diyecek.
Fuck you. I loved my wife.
You're good, kid. You murder your wife and you just sit there as cool as a cucumber.
You and your wife weren't getting along. She was divorcing you. Is that why you killed her?
We fought, yeah, but we weren't getting a divorce.
Notlardan bakalım yani. Ya bu şüpheli artık.
You didn't want anyone else to have her. You didn't like the idea of other men fucking your wife, them slipping it to her, the idea that she might like it.
Vete tomar por culo!
Easy there, Angel boy. Ease it back a notch.
When we found your wife, her jewelry had been removed. Was she wearing her religious medallion last night?
Sure. She always wore that.
What about the charm bracelet? Was she wearing that?
You know about that? She never wore it. She didn't like the message. She kept it locked up in that box of hers.
Your wife has been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that? I cut myself shaving.
That's good.
Angel, I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Give me something or I'm going to have you charged.
My brother, Ippolito. He said some bad things about Antonia last night. So I had to sock him one. We got into it.
Keep talking.
She said she came from the El Dorado bar.
And?
It's not one of my places. We used to buy fruit at the market down the street. But the creep there was always running his eyes all over my wife.
What's the name of this fruit market?
Just picked fruit. Ord Street downtown.
One last question, Angel. Do the words kiss the blood mean anything to you?
No. Sounds sick to me.
You're not in the clear by any means, Angel. You're going back into a cell. You should think about whether you have anything else you need to share with us.
Başta çok kötü başladık da sonra düzelttik. Bu oyunda asla full yani yapmışsam bilmiyorum da yapacağımı zannetmiyorum öyle. Çok sıkıntı.
What's your read on Maldonado?
I still like him for it. seriously, that line about the guy at the fruit market making eyes at his woman? We'll get to the market and the guy behind the counter will tell us he saw Angel drag his old lady off it in the night. This case will be shut like all the others.
Tekrar geldik buraya. Bu sefer açık. Önce karakola gitmek gerekiyormuş demek. Burada şüphe duyacağım bir şey var mı? Sanmıyorum.
LAPD, Detective Phelps and Galloway.
Clem Feeney, what can I do for you?
Did you happen to see a young woman last night? 21 years old, Hispanic?
Sure, she came by last night. Why do you ask?
She was wearing a necklace?
I didn't notice.
You weren't paying attention, Feeney?
Hey, you're getting the wrong idea.
Bunu da kullanacağım tabii. Doğru.
What about a charm bracelet?
Ay sıçayım.
No, can't say I noticed that.
The young lady arrived around midnight?
Yeah, something like that. Used the phone for a cab and then left.
You already knew Mrs. Maldonado, didn't you, Clem?
Sure, I met her before. She seemed like a nice lady. Her husband went apeshit one day when he caught me talking to her. She hadn't been back until last night.
Where did she go from here?
She wanted a cab, but I couldn't get her one. I was about to offer to drive her, but a car pulled up and she got into that.
Nereye gidecek oğlum? 2 kilometre ötede oldu.
Something bad happened to her, Clem. And so far we have her husband as a suspect, and you. Give us something that will make us go away.
Me? You think it was me? Do I look like a violent man?
Do you mind if we look around?
Why would you want to do that?
Because we say so.
I guess you can. Hey, don't you have to get a court order or something? I have rights.
Clem? Shh.
Şurası açılıyor. Bunda da bir bokluk var bence ya.
No wonder he stays open late at night. People have to get their vitamins. Check through this stuff before we get back out there.
Are you working Friday night? We could go out afterwards.
So what are we hiding in here? This thing needs a combination.
Aa. Bir dakika onu bulacağım. Sıçtı bu böyle. Mekanlar değil. Çık kopan not defteri. Ha. 253. Tamam.
I just don't know how to dance to bebop.
Tamam 2 5 Tamam. Onun mu acaba? Kesin bu.
Why cut someone who was already dead?
It's a typical power thing. Once the stiff is dead, the creep usually feels they can do whatever they like. You must have seen it during the war. This fruit stall punk gets about 10 seconds to explain before I pull his fucking arms off.
Clem!
Kaçacak. Belliydi kaçacağı. Biri başını tutayım. Adam başını tutayım, biz şimdi halletmiştik.
God damn it, get after him, Cole. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
Sen hep kötü ateş ediyorsun ya. İçinden geçti lan milletin.
When we had the chance, we didn't know he was our guy.
Phelps, you gotta get me closer.
Messi kolay, şu kötü boklu arabayı nasıl o kadar hızlı gidiyor?
Maybe he wanted to be caught. A lot of them do.
It's almost too perfect, isn't it?
There's no such thing as too perfect. Hit him, Cole. Spin him out.
Vurmaya devam et hadi ya.
Hit him. Clean this asshole off the road.
Of, ağzıma sıçtım. Nasıl güzel lan ya.
You're a sick man, Clem. You need help.
Outstanding job on this case, gentlemen.
Şükür,
The
iyi bir
poor
şey
woman
dedi.
can now rest in peace. I'll pay the fiend a personal visit myself and remind him that crime in this city does not go unpunished. When they finish with him at the receiving hospital, we'll have him up before the grand jury. I have a meeting this afternoon with the mayor lads. I'll be sure to mention your names. Now, on your way.
Bunlarla yükseleceğiz gibi bakalım. Götür. 16 oynadı. Hep bir tane kaçırıyorum gözden. Doğru sorular hep yarı yarıya ortalama.
Sarge, why are the guys giving it to the doggies? They're riding in trucks, numbskull, while you're marching.
They look pretty badly beat up.
Yeah, they do at that. Scuttlebutt says it's pretty hard going down south.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. Recon always leads.
How can we fail? Skip with the Shadow leading the show.
Who the fuck is the Shadow?
Lieutenant Phelps, the Shadow of Death.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a quiet fucker, Sarge. Never hear the bastard coming.
You're sitting there, field stripping a cigarette, and suddenly he's there looking down on you.
Why do you think we keep saluting that Jap-loving son of a bitch? He's bad juju.
That's enough out of you three. Bad juju? Where were you dragged up? A swamp?
Evet arkadaşlar, bu videomun sonuna gelelim. Beni beğendiyseniz beğenmeyi, beğenmezseniz beğenmemeyi, videolarıma hoşunuza gidiyorsa abone olmayı unutmayın. Kendinize bakın, görüşmek üzere. Hoşçakalın.